Hello, welcome. This is the how to play / rule video. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just going to get started like straight away. But MatchBattlers is finished and it's on untap. It's not for sale, not yet. Not on the game crafter yet. But as of right now, it's on untap. So, with that being said, let's just get started because again, I don't want to make this video too long. Okay, so we're going to start looking at the cards. There's 3 type of cards in the game. There are battler cards, player ability cards, and battler effect card. So, basically, battler cards are like your creatures and everything. And you have the name, rarity, point value, art, the 2 attacks, and the 2 attack dice roll numbers. I'll explain these when we get to the combat later on in the video. But, basically, what the battlers have as like their abilities is that their point value basically tells you that when this battler is damaged, you are earned by getting these points. So if my opponent were to damage my Shark Hyren, then they would get 5 points. And the more points the battler is, the stronger it is in its attacks. So as you can see, Blood Scout is only at 1 point, and it has 5 as its strong and 3 as its weak. But Shark Hyren is a 5 point, and he's got 7 as his weak and 9 as his strong attack. So he's much more powerful. But if you were to damage Blood Scout, you would get much less points than you would than Shark Hyren. So the more stronger the card is, the more points you would get if you damage it. And then, the other way around for weaker cards. And there's also 5 different rarities. Well, also there's 5 point values. There's 5 all the way to 1 or 1 all the way to 5. But there's 5 different rarities. There is common, which is just like a gray with a black dot. There is rare, which is like blue with 2 black dots. Also is the 3-point cards, 7 and 5. Then you have mega, which is 3 black dots and it's yellow. There's grand rare, which is red with 4 black dots. And then there's diamond with 5 dots and it's purple. On untap and when it's on the game crafter, the dots should be yellow, so they're actually yellow. So that's pretty much all the rarities. There is also exclusive, so you have like the little exclusive thing, and you also have an exclusive tag right there. And that's pretty much the rarities, and that is all the point values. But also the battlers also have health. It's not actually on the card just because every battler in the game has 3 health. It doesn't change, at least in the standard game mode. Every battler has 3 health. So that's the battler cards. Now the player ability, this is like the spell cards of MatchBattlers. It says it right there. There's the name of it, its effect, and its energy, and then that's how much energy it is, and of course the art. So player abilities, you can only use these during your turn, and you can only use these once per turn, like per when it's your turn, and you can use these multiple times during the game. So basically, fatigue here costs 1 energy, so if it's in my hand and I have 1 energy, I pay for it and I'll use it, but I wouldn't discard it. I would just keep it off to the side, and then when I have energy again, I can pay for it and activate it whenever I can. So, you keep them for the rest of the game. Obviously, the player abilities will tell you if they do anything different. Like, for example, a player ability, Blood Forest, says this can only be used once. So, once you use it, you would have to discard it. And then, sorry. And then this one right here, this can only be used every 2 of your turns. So basically, it would tell you its restrictions or whatever. Trap here. Oh crap. You can have multiple copies of Trap in the deck. So it would just tell you anything. And then fatigue. Whenever a battler of yours deals a damage. Now this means whenever a battler of yours. That basically means that this actually can be used multiple times in a turn, because there is a few of these that say that. So that's pretty much the player abilities. They're pretty simple. Which costs energy to use them and stuff. And then the battle effect card I will explain when we get to the combat. So, because the battle effect card, it basically tells you what it does, but it's better to be explained when we get to the combat. But now, we're going to get to what a deck is. So a deck consists of 3 Battler cards. It can be any 3 Battler cards. You can even use the same card 3 times. Go ahead. You can use 3 player abilities, any 3 player abilities, although you can only have 1 copy of each player ability in a deck. Trap is an exception, because it says that. But yeah, you can't use like Fatigue twice in the same deck. And then every deck has 1 Battler effect card. So that's your deck. 3 Battlers, 3 player abilities, and 1 Battler effect card. Alright, so this is how you win. Each player, no matter how many players are playing, has 15 points of health. If you get their 15 points of health down to 0, then you win. I mean, if there's multiple players, then that player's just out. But the second way to win is if you have more points than your opponent at the end of the game, and the game ends, well, if no one was brought down to 0 points of health, the game ends when 1 player has Battlers left. So basically like when your opponent loses all of their Battlers. Then I'm the only player with a Battler left, which means that the game is ended, and whoever has most points wins. And that's pretty much how you win. So that's how you win. So I pretty much explained everything else that is leading to the combat, so let's get to the combat. Okay, so I'm also just going to be explaining what the board is going to look like and how a match is going to play out. So, right now, I have my 3 Battlers right in front of me, and my opponent has his 3 Battlers right in front of him. And my player abilities and my Battler effect card are going to be hidden from my opponent, so they do not know what I have. The only time they're exposed to my opponent, of course, is when I use them, or if they have a player ability that says that they can look at it. And that's it. So, player abilities are going to be chilling in my hand. And I have my 3 Battlers on the board. So what you're going to do to see who goes first is that you're just going to roll a dice. Whoever gets higher number will go first. So let's do that now. This one's closer to him. So he would go first, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to go first. So right now, what I'm going to do, first thing to start off, is that I am going to gain 1 energy. You get 1 energy each turn, or each time it's your turn of the game. So I have 1 energy, and I can use the energy, of course, to pay for my player abilities, and I can already use Fatigue. But, so now we're going to begin, and what you do is that you choose a Battler to start off with. I'm going to go clockwise. So now, I'm going to be choosing to roll for my Sharkiran. I'm not attacking with him yet. I'm just rolling for him. So what you're going to do is that you're going to get 3 dice. This is where the dice come in. And you're going to roll 3 dice. The first roll is called the base power. And, okay, wow. I'm not going to get to this one yet. We're going to go like this, because that's actually another thing later on in the video. But let's say my Sharkiran got this. So that is 16 power if you add it all up. And that's what you have to do. The base power, what you have to do is you have to add all the numbers that you got on your dice together. So right now this is 16 power. And that's what my Sharkiran's attack or power is going to begin with. And now I'm going to take the 3 dice and I'm going to roll them again. But this is where these numbers come in, because now this is the attacks roll, and I'm basically just seeing if any of these numbers land on these, and I did get a 2, which means I got hunt down once, so I add that 7 power to my 16, or to my base value. So now my Sharkiran has 23 power, and I'm not going to attack with it yet, because you can choose to attack or not to attack. But I have Sharkiran. If you wanted to attack, you can, or you can begin rolling for your other Battlers, and that's basically what you would do. You would do the same thing for the other people. Let's just say I got like 21 power with Nitrous, and let's say I got like 17 with Blood Scout. So, now, I have rolled for all my Battlers, I know what they have. I can decide to attack with some, and also decide not to attack with them. So let's say I attack with Sharkiran. I'm going to choose one of my opponent's Battlers to attack, and I'm going to choose his Bracken-Tyre the Gunslinger. And his Battlers are defending because it's my turn, and my Battlers are attacking or at least Sharkyran is, because he just declared an attack. So his Brackentire the Gunslinger is going to do the exact same thing that I did. He's going to roll 3 dice for the base. That is 6 power for his base, which is pretty bad. And then he's going to roll for his attacks, in which he's looking for 2 and 4. And he did not get anything. So that means he only got 6 power, and I blew him out of the water, no pun intended. And what I'm going to do is, his Brackentire took a damage, and every battler has 3 health, and every battler only does like 1 damage. So Brackentire is going to go down to 2 health, and I'm going to move him to the 2 health column, which this is 3 health. 2 health is behind the 3 health, and then 1 health is sideways. So it's just like a good way to keep track without using counters. So Brackentire's at 2 health right now, and because I dealt a damage, I am earned 2 points, in which I can damage my opponent's health by 2, like lower it by 2, or I can actually get my health up 2. But because it's in the beginning of the game and we're both at 15 points, you can't go over 15, so I have to attack him. So he's going to go down to 13. And that was my Sharkyran's attack. Now, let's say we move on to Nitrous, and let's say I don't attack with Nitrous. This is where this precious card comes in, the Battler Effect card. This is where it comes in. So, it says if you do not attack with a battler, that battler gets one of these effects. The effects cannot stack, meaning 2 of the same effect can't be used on a battler. These effects can only be used during your turn. So, it pretty much explains itself. So my Nitrous would basically get offense, defense, support, or battery, and I can just choose. So let's say I just choose battery. This is actually how you get more energy. I would just gain 1 energy. That's pretty much it. Because you only gain 1 energy each turn, so battery is going to help you get more energy. If I used defense, plus 4 power to this battler during your opponent's next turn, then Nitrous would have 4 power during their turn. So she would just be harder to hit. And then support, choose one other battler on the board, plus 4 power to its attack. So I can support Blood Scout, and he would have 21 power, because he had 17 before. And then offense, plus 4 power to his battler's next attack. Just adds 4 power to Nitrous's next attack whenever she attacks. And that is pretty much the battler effects. And that's like pretty much the combat. Now, what would happen if there was a tie between my battler and an opponent's battler? Well, nothing would happen. If there's a tie, nothing happens. And that's pretty much it. Then, what if his Brackentire beat my Sharkyran when I attacked him? Well, what happens is, during your turn, your battlers are safe, unless they have like a player ability, but your battlers are safe. So my Sharkyran lost to his Brackentire, but that's okay, because my Sharkyran's not going to be affected at all. But his Brackentire is going to get plus 5 power to its next attack. So whenever Brackentire attacks, he's going to get 5 power to it. So you don't want to attack with like really weak attacks. That's why you want to attack with stronger ones, so you don't just boost your opponent's battlers. And that's why you want to get stronger attacks and everything. Now there is one more rule that has to do with like the combat before we get into more of the side rules, and that is that each battler can only attack once each turn, and each battler can only be attacked once each turn. Which means, so I hit his gunslinger. So Nitrous, let's just say, or Nitrous supports Blood Scout. He has 21 power now. And let's say I choose to attack with Blood Scout. I can't attack Gunslinger because he's already been attacked this turn. And I can't attack with Sharkyran because he already attacked. And I can't attack with Nitrous because she didn't choose to attack, she chose a battler effect. So Blood Scout can either attack Heavy Armored Knight, Majestic Dune, or I can give him one of these 4 effects. And that's pretty much the gist. There is still one more rule. There is still a all 3 rule, and there is still a leftover rule, and I'm going to explain them right now. So there is also a support rule, even when one of your battlers is discarded. So let's say his Majestic Dune attacks my, let's say my Nitrous, and she's at 1 health. if she beats her, she'll die, and she'll get discarded, but she's still useful, because you actually get 1 free battle effect for each card you have in your discard, which means that I, right now, have 1 card in my discard, which means that I can give 1 free battle effect to any of my other battlers, and I mean, he also only has 2 battlers, so he can also have 1 free battle effect. So, what that means is that my Blood Scout can have offense given from himself, and he can also have defense support, or he can also use battery because Nitrous is supporting in the, like, elimination bench, if you know what I mean. So, and then same thing, if Blood Scout were to die, then Sharkyra would actually get 2 free battle effects, which means that he can use offense, defense, and he can use battery if he wanted to. So, basically, the more battlers you kill, you're technically boosting their other battlers, and it just kind of makes you stronger if you're losing your battlers and stuff. It's a pretty cool rule. The next one we're going to go over is the all 3 roll. So let's just use Dune for this, and let's get it. Ooh! That never happened before. Out of all the rule videos I made, this never happened. And this happened in the beginning of the video. So, that is an all 3 roll. When you roll the same number 3 times. And basically what this means is it basically just means infinite power or guaranteed damage, and that's basically it. So, if Majestic Dune is here and he has Brackentire the Gunslinger, and I rolled this, no matter how much power his Brackentire gets, he can't beat it. The only way he can beat it is if he also rolls the same number 3 times. Doesn't have to be the same number, it just has to be 3 alike numbers on all 3 dice. That's like really it. And yet, that's a tie. So if you roll in all 3, which I just did, which is crazy, then that is super powerful. It's almost just like a guaranteed damage. And then the last rule is the leftover rule. So, remember how I said earlier? So, like, let's say this is the case. So, let's say I have Brackentire, and he has Dune. He's at 1 health. My Brackentire is at 1 health. Let's say I have 5 points, and he has 9 points. What I can do is, let's say Brackentire kills his Dune. I get these 4 points, because I am earned them for killing him, or dealing a damage to his Dune. So, I have now 9 points, but he also has 9 points. So, technically, it's a tie right now. But because Brackentire is still alive, and because I still have a battle on the board, I actually gain 2 points. So I would actually go up to 11, and I would win. That's basically the leftover rule. So whatever battlers are left over, you gain points equal to how much they're worth. That rule is just in the game, so it doesn't make weaker cards too strong, because it did. And I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. That was all the rules. So, thank you guys for watching. This is like the final. I will have battle videos out and stuff, so like you guys can understand more. And, you know, that's pretty much it. If you guys want to fight me, you're looking into Doom itself, join my Discord. There's a link. There's a Discord link in the description. There's also a deck profile link in the description that like explains like a deck. And I'm also going to put a battle video link when that's out. There's not really one out right now at Player Abilities, so... But that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to see more.